Hi, and welcome to Electric Car Adventures. I'm sitting in my 22 Tesla Model S range, and my wife and I, a couple of weeks ago, drove back from Atlanta. My road trips before that were a couple hundred miles. This one was 1,000, and showed me how seamless on the Tesla system a road trip in an electric car can be. Fantastic experience. Well, in the next couple of weeks, I'm picking up my LUCID Air Grand Touring in Houston. Thank you to Lucid for letting me pick it up in Houston. I'll drive it back to Iowa, and we'll see how the Electrify America charging system is, see whether it's quite as seamless as the Tesla system, and, of course, how the car runs. Thanks for listening. we are off to Fredericksburg, Texas, just having taken delivery of our new LUCID Air Grand Touring, and we'll have a look. We're in Houston, Texas, and we will, and this is the first drive in this car. All right, off we go. And we're going to drive by a very interesting site just down at the other end of this industrial complex here. And
now turn left and then immediately turn right onto a 45.
All right. And I don't know if you can see it, but it starts with a T and ends with an A. A Tesla shop right there. Okay. Alexa's going to get us through here. Okay.
Now make a U-turn.
Well, can't really do that, I don't think, but we'll see.
After 3/4 of a mile, keep left to join the highway.
Don't rightly know. Okay. Well, there we go. Off to see what LUCID has in store for us. Welcome back. Here we are in Columbus, Texas. We took delivery of the LUCID Air Grand Touring. Drives fantastically. Couple of things to note. Looking at the map that you're looking at, we decided to go to Fredericksburg, Texas, to see something that it was just described to us as a place that everybody should see, so we're going. Probably the world's largest ball of twine. Anyway, as you can see on the map, chargers, in this case Electrify America, are not clearly marked. You'll see a charger here just on the north side of San Antonio, and that's because we looked it up and made a waypoint there on our route. So that is something that the most recent software update was supposed to address. Apparently either it didn't address it as well as we thought it might, or perhaps we're doing something wrong. This is on the pilot panel. Okay. So there is a okay, I see an electric. Okay, this is our route, the Electrify America station here, and we'll stop at 59%, and then at our destination, as far as we know, there is not any charging. So that is that. There we go. I guess we'll go back to that. So, the car is just really working terrifically. It's beautiful. The leather smells great. It's very, very soft. Open pore wood just really looks terrific. The Dream Drive at this point is basically just adaptive cruise control. You'll see that the miles per kilowatt hour are up to 3.3. That was about 2 or just a little under when we picked the car up. It only had 13 miles on it. I think it had likely been just driven at very low speed. And controls on the steering wheel working just delightfully. The stereo is really good. Alexa has been a little interesting to get used to, and she knows we're talking about her. Downloading the ALEXA app on your phone seems to help quite a bit. We'll check back in. We're going to Jack in the Box for a bite to eat here in Columbus, Texas. And we will touch base soon. The red marker on your right is Houston. The red marker on your left is Fredericksburg. The blue marker in the middle is our charge station at San Antonio. So, we were driving along in our brand new Lucid, really enjoying it. The leather smelled delicious. Stereo sounded great. And keeping up about 75 miles an hour and just smooth as silk. And a big red light came on the dash and said something on the order of 12-volt system fault, pull over and call customer care. And then a rather ominous looking yellow turtle showed up, and the car didn't have too much power anymore. So we scooted over to the side of the interstate between Houston and San Antonio, and we were probably about 150 miles west of Houston at this point. We indeed called customer care, and they treated us very, very well. But, well, I'll show you the video and give you a voiceover to let you know what happened. So here we are sitting by the side of the road. I've increased the speed on this video because it wasn't very exciting, either what you were seeing or what we were saying. But I spoke to customer care. They were very, very nice. I spoke to the tech in Houston that had delivered my car. You can see on the dash that nasty looking red triangle with the exclamation point. And coming up, that's going to go away about right now. So we're sitting by the side of the road, a bit unsure as to whether the blank dash means something good like resetting, or something bad like now we have no 12-volt power at all. As it turns out, you will see in just a moment that the car reboots, indicated by seeing the word LUCID right there, and then continues the rebooting process. We're able to
get started down the road and at least hope for a nice place to stop. With the promising figures on the dash, we take off and decide that at the very least we will make the way station. There would certainly be cold drinks, humans, bathrooms, and that sort of thing. However, we see an exit for a town. As it turns out, this town is a bit on the desolate side, so we tried again. But just a little ways down the road was one of Texas' finest rest stops, at which we were able to make some calls, get a little air conditioning. The calls to LUCID, long story short, our tech from Houston, Adam, suggested that we let the car cycle, meaning lock it, let it go to sleep, unlock it, 4 or 5 minute process tops, and that did the trick.
Okay, so after our ordeal with the LUCID bricking on us by the side of the road, it was able to be reset, and now for the first time we're going to charge. We are in San Antonio, Texas at the Electrify America stop on the north side at Walmart, and so take a look. We're supposed to be plug and charge. Let's okay. So it looks like we're charging, but I'll get back to you. So, preparing to charge, there is a gentleman in a Mustang charging at this 350 kilowatt charger. That can't really do him a lot of good, but he's decided to go for the gusto, and there he is. So we are preparing to charge. Let's see what actually happens. So we successfully charged to 82%, which should get us not only to our destination tonight, but then to Austin tomorrow morning.
We arrived at our destination 250 miles from Houston. Our tech, Adam, drove those 250 miles to hook up his computer to the LUCID for diagnosis.
Hi, and welcome to EV Adventures. Well, we're here in Fredericksburg, Texas, in Texas Hill Country, and we are leaving for trip through Dallas, Oklahoma City, etc., and about 1,000 miles, 1,200, something like that. We've got a range right now of 429 miles. We've taken just some short trips, so the average miles per kilowatt hour is not representative. We've been getting about 3 so far. So as we go, we'll let you know what our progress is. And so far, the car is running great, other than me losing my key fob. Bad on me. Again, Lucid comes in handy.
This is our route for the day from Fredericksburg, kind of overland to Waco, and then north through Fort Worth and on to Oklahoma City.
Follow the road for 2 miles.
So here we are in Waco, Texas, headed for the Bellmead Electrify America station. Reportedly 1.7 miles ahead of us. We've got a pretty good buffer of 209 miles before we're out of juice, so this is good. Oh, no, 3.6 miles ahead of us. This is Waco. You can see there's Beauty World, where I need to spend 7 or 8 years. There you River. Beautiful. People kayak. My car thermometer says 121 degrees. Don't know if it's quite that hot, but it's certainly pushing 100. Changing lanes, preparing for a left turn. The blind spot monitor on the dash comes in very handy. It just takes a short time to learn to trust it. Now, when you're in Waco, there is the best homemade, handmade chocolate shop and ice cream too, called Splendid Oaks, and it's at 1020 Franklin Avenue in Waco, not too far from Chip and Joanna Gaines' Magnolia compound, boy, just ice cream and chocolate's excellent. I would suggest there's a whiskey flavor of chocolate. So we'll see you at Electrify America.
Hi.
So arriving
Now turn left and then turn right.
Turn left, then turn right, then turn left again. Do-si-do. Swing your partner round and round. Oh, wait a minute. Well, basically, that's what it seems like. So, here is the Bellmead Electrify America station in Waco, Texas. We shall see where their 350 kilowatt chargers are. My experience has been that the 350 kilowatt chargers are often taken by cars that can't accept that much charge. So we'll see. So this Electrify America 350 is unavailable. So we'll unplug and see about one next door here. So charging is authorized at this 150, but not at any of the 350s. Let's see if we've got it going. Okay. The battery was not prepared because the navigation system is apparently not made aware of the destination at a charger, and therefore doesn't precondition the battery. You can manually do that, which I forgot to do. It may be preconditioning a little bit. We're up to 75 kilowatts. And that's where we are. So we'll let it charge. Hopefully it'll go beyond 75 kilowatts, and we'll be back to it. So charged to 86% at Electrify America, and we are off to Parts North. So we've gotten to Denton, Texas, with a remaining range of 248 miles, and we have about 165 miles to our destination of Oklahoma City, but I like to have more of a cushion than that would give us. So we're here in Denton. Hopefully this 350 kilowatt charger will do the trick. Notice the average miles per kilowatt hour are up to 3.3 after some driving at average of 70 probably from Waco. So let's see what the charger does for us. Okay, opening. All right, one is unavailable and one is available. The available one, not sure. I'll be back. So we're initiating charge finally at a 350 kilowatt Electrify America location in Denton, Texas. So let's see. Okay, we're at 54%. As I said, I want to have a little more cushion for when because we have a little further to go. We'd have about 70 miles when we got there, and I want to have a little more than that. So we're currently charging at 76 kilowatts. So we'll get in the car and I'll let you know how far we get in terms of charging at something over 76 kilowatts. Hi and welcome to Blackwell, Oklahoma. We are at an Electrify America station at a Casey's in Blackwell. I'll show you the surroundings in a minute, but we've gotten down to 64 miles. The battery has been preconditioning. I manually had to set that. Let's see if that makes a difference. It is 94 degrees right now, and not quite as warm as it was yesterday. And so we are at an efficiency level of 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour, excuse me. And so far, Electrify America has been really quite delightful. It's been great. I haven't had a situation where I've had to call them. We have had some situations where the 350 kilowatt chargers wouldn't work or wouldn't charge very efficiently, but that may well be temperature, the car, hard to say. So let's hook up and see how that goes. So at about 80%, we got a charging session error. Please unplug, etc. Let's try that and see. It was clicking along really well. And so we take that off and charge for 21 minutes and added 62.118 kilowatt hours. Went from, this says 16% state of charge to 68. Let's see what the car has to say. Okay, now we're getting our 12-volt system fault. Pull over and call customer care. What I'm going to do is lock it, let it go to sleep, and go from there. So while charging at Electrify America, best charge yet. We were way over 200 kilowatts, etc. Charging session stopped abruptly, and again, as when we were driving to San Antonio, we got the...
After 1,000 feet, turn right to join the highway towards Interstate 35.
We got the system, 12-volt system fault, pull over and call customer care. Instead, I did call to let the engineers know what was going on, but I shut down the vehicle.
Now turn right to join the highway.
Locked it and let it go to sleep. When it woke back up, it had cleared the fault. So something I'm sure they will put their minds to and figure out.
Now join the highway.
Now we're joining the highway. So here we are in Metro Kansas City, Missouri, where the only Electrify America station in the metro area is located. There are 4 charging kiosks, if you will. Out of those, one connector is working, and it is a 350 kilowatt connector, and it is furnishing us with a blistering 37 kilowatts of energy as we speak. At that rate, we came in with about 42%. Tells me 2 hours and 5 minutes from now the car would be at 100%, for which we're not going to wait. But the gentleman in the Audi e-tron who was here before me was on the phone with Electrify America, letting them know of the situation here. There are, in Kansas City, there are a number of charge point chargers, none of them DC fast chargers that I could find. There is one EV Go station on the Kansas side of town in Overland Park, and likely we will have a comfortable dinner and go over there and charge. As far as the car is concerned, very comfortable. Handled the ever-challenging intercity interstate system in Kansas City admirably. Navigation system in regard to that was able to steer us around some traffic problems, and so very positive there. You know, from everything I'm seeing, the biggest problem with the LUCID is Electrify America. For the most part, I've gotten them to charge once even over 200 kilowatts, but for a car with 900 volt architecture, it should be able to charge very, very quickly, and that hasn't been the case. Tesla, on the other hand, you pull up, you plug in, the car gets charged. Just for lack of having to fuss with it, it works better. Not giving up, but any of you watching this that would like to, let Electrify America know that that's the case. All right, yep, still a blistering 37 kilowatts. Wish us luck.
So we drowned our frustrations over Electrify America charging in some Kansas City barbecue from Fiorella's Jack Stack Barbecue. If you're in Kansas City, go there. It is marvelous.
Had a nice dinner here in Kansas City, and if you remember, Electrify America was charging at I think the highest we got was 39 kilowatts. So after dinner, here we are in the other side of the Kansas City Metro. I'll flip at EV Go, and this EV Go charging station. I'm just give you a look at it, is at a mall in Overland Park, Kansas, part of the Kansas City Metro. And they have CHAdeMO and CCS connectors, and we've been charging at about 96 kilowatts, and just slick as a whistle. Why can't Electrify America do that reliably? I don't know. Anyway, there we are, staying in Kansas City for the night and home tomorrow. Now with plenty of charge. This is not a Lucid Air Grand Touring that we drove back from Houston. I do a very bad Doug DeMuro imitation, but there you go. He does an awfully good job. Anyway, this is our Tesla. Actually, this is the Lucid Air Grand Touring that we drove back from Houston. Watching the earlier part of the video, you know that we ran into a little bit of a problem. After about 150 miles, we had a 12-volt fault message that made it sort of pull over and those sorts of things. Basically, we only had that one other time on the trip, and that was during a charging session. It was nothing more complicated than rebooting the car, locking it, letting it go to sleep, and starting it back up. But what the engineers have found out is that apparently there are connectors associated with the high voltage battery that are firing off apparently at the wrong time. And so they are going to replace the high voltage battery in our Lucid. They will come and get the car and take it to Chicago, closest service center, replace the battery, go over it with a fine-tooth comb, and we'll be all set. I'm driving it. I have no problems. It might be that this problem would just go away and that it was a new car problem, but maybe not. So they are taking the safe route and replacing the battery. Thank you, Lucid. As far as the Lucid is concerned, love to drive it. Really enjoy it. For that matter, I like my Tesla Model S, but the Lucid just has a little more polished feel. The steering is more precise. The brakes are lovely, really wonderful. I really like the high setting on the high setting on regenerative braking. The seats and steering and all of the fit and finish is just excellent. Paint, phenomenal. And and Tesla's really, I have a new one and I don't have any fit and finish problems with it. It's really quite good. With the Lucid, software. That's what needs to happen. I would have given anything on my road trip to have the software from the Tesla that navigates you from supercharger to supercharger. That would be great. It's not there yet. For a road trip, I'd advise using America's Best Route Planner or something like that for your navigator to hold on to guide between stations. Now, on the other hand, the navigation software, an accident, severe one, had just happened on the road a mile or two ahead of us, and it rerouted us. So on that score, very, very good.
So anyway, we really enjoyed the trip back from Houston. We'll get the one minor glitch with the LUCID taken care of. Electrify America has a ways to go. I want Electrify America to listen to me as a business person when I say you got to take pride in the service you provide, and I don't see that happening. At least one connector was broken or not working at every station we stopped at. Our charging was always limited, other than one occasion. In Blackwell, Oklahoma, we've got over 200 kilowatts, but everywhere else it was limited to 75 to 79 kilowatts. So, Electrify America, do your best. We're all pulling for you. So, thank you. Please keep watching EV Adventures Rob. If you could, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you.